Against this right back, Charlie's definitely.
There's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like.
Hey, people, hey, 1 second. I'm so excited. The green screen, I changed laptops. We're even better than we normally do. But hey, people, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. I hope everyone's in good spirits. I hope everyone's doing well. You know, I don't know if Arsenal played yesterday. I just know we won. What can I say? Wolves at home ain't for everybody. Same way, Burnley away is not for everyone. What can I say, man? We do our thing. Arsenal go marching on. There's a lot of narratives. There's a long way to go, but 14 games left. Do we dare to dream? It's the hope that kills. It's all of that. But I can't lie. I am starting to get involved in it. I am starting to believe. I believe in the squad. I believe in the gaffer. But I just think in relation to top four, we don't score enough goals. We struggle for talisman. We can't break down low blocks. We've got a young squad who've been making mistakes. Even the last 2 games, we've got away with it. That being said, we're in a fight. You know, and yesterday was amazing because we won through harmony, like we always did, through the draws of we snatched 3 points from the draws of defeat, people. But we're gonna waffle about Arsenal in a sec, people. Obviously, on that note, people, and as usual, it's Friday. You got to thank the Lord, therefore, with what's going on in the world right now, and obviously what we've experienced in the last 12 months. You know, I hope everyone's still fit and healthy. I hope everyone's in good spirits. I hope everyone's had a progressive week, moving that much closer to their goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and aspirations. As you know, people, one love to the Twitch gang. Without you lot, nothing is possible, people. I appreciate you lot. In terms of content, right, that's the rare nef from yesterday. Let's pick that up. Let's pick that up. Sorry, folks. Let's save that for 4:30 with Where Football Manager, also on Twitch. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hope everyone's doing well, having a progressive week. Hope everyone's moved that much closer to their goals, hopes, dreams, and ambitions. Want to apologize because yesterday, obviously, from time to time, you're gonna hear drilling, you're gonna hear Mazzolini's going on in it. Because my window's been put in, I've got some other windows being put in around the house. So, man, them are doing what they're paid for, innit? So you're gonna hear hella shot. Man said, take a shot for the man. Them, you know what? It's early, but it's Friday for you. Because some of you on Aussie time, I ain't even had my coffee, my guy. But why not? It's Friday. Arsenal got 3 points. It is what it is, man. As I said just before that shot, throughout this live stream, we're gonna speak about Arsenal Wolves. We'll talk about not just Arsenal, but Burnley done a thing for us. Wolves versus Arsenal. Obviously, I've only seen the highlights, but Crystal Palace, Watford. So we'll review/preview the Premier League. We'll go into Conte's comments. And obviously, with what's going on in the world football mirror society, there could be sanctions for Roman Abramovich, even though I don't believe he could do that. But yeah, one love to you lot. The Twitch numbers are growing. Without you lot, it's impossible. Again, the good news is there's hella content today, this weekend, and so on and so forth. Obviously, today, shameless plug o'clock. We're here at 10 a.m. till whenever. We go over to YouTube, people, at 11:30, and then obviously 4:30 we're playing Football Manager. Tomorrow I think I'm live on Twitch from 12. It's Leeds Tottenham, so make sure you're there for that one. I'm pretty sure also I'll be live at 5, half an hour before kickoff. It's Everton Manchester City. Then obviously whoever West Ham are playing on Sunday, I'm doing a watch along for that. We head over to YouTube for the cup final as well, people. So yeah, beer content. Monday I think there's even something as well, but don't let me cap to you. Obviously make sure you're checking out your schedules as well. I'm not just putting things in there for show. Make sure you're setting your reminders and whatnot. But you said take a shot for the man them and the girlies out there. Let's not be discriminative and things like that, but let's do it, man. Let's do it. Fuck it. Firm that. Hold that. I didn't even have breakfast. Firm that. just like Wolves have to firm that result, man. But before we get into it, I'm leaving you lot hanging, man. Again, respectfully, you know, when I see you lot gassed for the intro, when I see some of the same consistent names, I appreciate you lot being here. I can't lie, that might have been the shittest idea I've ever done in my life, man. You know, when you can feel the redness burn in your chest. I'm talking, I'm trying to remain composed. I'm just like, bro, internally, I'm dying, you know. It's too early, like I told you, but I do it for my subs, man. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Well, you can clearly see I was one of them youths, and I'm still one of them. I'm easily peer pressured, man. It's not that I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, fuck it, why not? Like, why not? Why not? But anyways, man, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hey, shout out to you. You use this. I don't swing that way, but you look like one sexy Donny. Oh shit, it's me in the mirror. But I was talking about the display picture. Big up Deluded in the comments and whatnot. Get your talking points in. As usual, pray for Ukraine and everywhere around the world. Like for me, you know, obviously a lot of you know, praying for Ukraine is one thing. I'm not gonna lie, pray for Ukraine, all of that stuff, but I am side-eyeing the world right now. I'm not gonna lie, because when you look at what's happened in Syria, what's happened in Africa, in several African countries, it's not a whataboutery thing. Like I said, right is right, wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter, but it leaves a sour taste in my mouth that it just may. Obviously, it's closer to home for a lot of Western countries, but you know, when people are talking about this is the first sort of war they've seen or been involved in or whatever, it's not. It's just the one that's at your feet. And obviously, pray for Ukraine. I pray for, in particular, the Jamaican and Nigerian medical students, you know, and anyone else really, especially foreign people in Ukraine. You know, it must be scary being Ukrainian, much less there. Like you actually, I see a what do you call it, man? Like I think we're gonna go over it. I think I got a tab for it, but just even hearing the Brazilian people in Ukraine, like the players and that, obviously they might be footballers, but they're economic migrants. So it's scary for the Ukrainians in general, and it's scary in general. And for me, I don't want to make it about this, but if I was Ukrainian, I'd be looking at their forefathers and things, because it just shows promises are comfort to a fool. This is why Pakistan and all these countries, they're not getting rid of their nuclear things. You know, Ukraine were lied to by everyone. You know, you stop your nuclear thing, we'll guarantee your safety. Now look, but it's peak. And Putin is saying a mazza against everyone. You know, let's be honest, this groundwork has been being put in place for a while. This war didn't just come out of nowhere. You know, Russia and the West have been fighting each other with China as well. They've been fighting each other economically a lot of the time, you know, and it's still, you know, again, where stocks and oil and crypto, all that shit is going to obviously play a part. This has been happening. The groundwork's been laid. And when you look at the military bases, like what scares me, bro, Africa's going to pay the price for it. You know, both nations got a military states. Well, a lot of nations are getting military bases set up there. It is scary. It's scary for investment. It's scary for lives. It's scary for, bro, there's young children out there in Ukraine, you know, man should just be worrying about going to school. They don't know what's going to happen. And obviously you're seeing some of the scenes. It is scary, you know. I do hope that, especially where England's concerned, I don't know, because I don't think this is the thing, you know. I do hope there's a lot more sympathy for people fleeing countries now, not just looking at people as scum that have come to your country to steal your jobs and things. You can see people are scared. Do you think people want to leave their houses, their livelihoods, their jobs, their friends? People are scared. It's unfortunate what's going on in this world. And what kills me the most, it's a PlayStation game for the rich folk. You know, what I mean by that is, you know, it's gonna be young men and women going out there doing what they're doing, you know, and they're fighting a present thing for a future that they probably don't even want. It's fat cats, you know, certain ages that are just gonna be the only war they're gonna be doing is over a phone or whatever. Innocent people are gonna lose their lives and whatnot. So it's unfortunate what's going on. Pray for Ukraine 100 times, just like everywhere else around the world that is suffering from any sort of conflict, man. It's quite upsetting, man. But yeah, man, it's important to speak about those things, because, you know, we can afford to not speak about it and turn off from it and all these things, but that's people's realities. That's why I always try and make not that I want any respect or ratings from you, but it's important to speak about things. And one thing, I'm not gonna lie, I find it very interesting. If I sit here and I'm not gonna cap to you, you know, not one person has said let's stick to football. People need to stay football. You know, I see what's his face, man, the Manchester City lad. I'm not saying a man's wrong. Zinchenko, he's come out and said he hopes Putin dies. If that was certain other things, people are told focus on football. All these MPs that sat there and told Rashford and all the England squad they shouldn't do this and that, they're now saying Roman Abramovich should lose this, that, and the third. I'm not saying what side I'm on or anything. I just find it very hypocritical and things. It's funny now. People are not being implored to stick to football because it's closer to home and all of these things. It's a brazy one, man. It's very brazy. And like I said, for me, the one thing that hurts is innocent men and women who are on the ground, you know, that aren't aristocrats and higher class and things. It's them ones that are gonna pay the price, man. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. So yeah, not just Ukraine. Obviously, they're highlighted today, but pray for every country suffering, man. Because there's serious fuckery going on in this world everywhere, man. It's upsetting. Hey, one love to you, H, for gifting out community subs. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for that, man. I know it's last time I checked is February, but you know, if Santa Claus wants to start his shift early, why not, man? Big up you lot tuned in, man. Said DG, love the intro. I love you lot supporter for me, man. You lot gas me. Sometimes I'm here just waiting to go live. I see certain comments, I'm like, fuck it, man. This is gonna be a good day, man. And the Twitch gang, you lot seem to just be 10 times more relaxed. We have a lot more banter. We have a lot more discussing chats. I'm not going to badmouth YouTube, and we are getting some weirdos creeping into this Twitch thing, but it just feels a lot more relaxed space, really and truly. The only thing I wish Twitch had is like YouTube, is that things stay there forever. Like this live is here forever, as we know. I don't even know how long it is. It might be a week or two or something like that. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. And things like that, people. Again, let me, in terms of timestamps, 000. I don't even know what to call it, so we'll just leave it at that, really, man. Wherever we go is wherever we go. As I said, people, I'm live at 11:30 on YouTube as well. Let's be shameless and put a link in there. One love to you lot. Let me see what you lot are saying, man, because I guess I keep saying without you lot make it. In fact, after certain man's comments, I don't want to read nothing, man. There's no more rare nest shots until 4:30, people. Hope you're doing well. Third isn't out of the realms of possible for Arsenal. Win the games in handing your 2 points off Chelsea. I hear you, and I appreciate you. And if I remember correctly, you're a Liverpool fan. But for me as an Arsenal fan, brother, let's just take every game as it comes in it. Let's just take every game as it comes and then we talk, because even that game was, let's be real, when we win at all clubs, nobody cares in it. It doesn't matter when you win, but it was a roller coaster of emotions. Let's be real, you know, on one hand, fight, determination, desire, hunger, ethic. You need to win games when you're not playing poor. Playing well. Arsenal would have lost that years ago. All of these things are relevant. All of these things are prevalent. Shout out to the desire of the, you know, elite substitutions from the gaffer at the time, elite resilience from the players. You know, the fans did their part, and especially at home. If we're gonna get top four, of all places, we need to do a thing at home, if that makes sense. But by the same logic, let's be real, we made that game harder than it needs to be. And to be fair, our 2022 form hasn't been bad at all, but it hasn't been amazing. You know, again, we've got 2 wins or so on the board now. Again, you know, for me, the 2 last games we've played, unnecessary goals. You know, against Brentford, it was more a case of we've just unnecessarily switched off. Against Wolves, you know, that was coming, you know, not just Gabriel, but throughout the game, Gabriel, Lacazette, even Odegaard at times, you know, and any others were losing the ball unnecessarily. We're playing stray passes. We're not looking after it. And for Gabriel in particular, big up you lot that was on my YouTube live stream. I didn't say he was going to make that mistake, but I said he needs to wake up. So I can't say I'm surprised why that's coming. On the topic of that, we've got a young squad. So while we've improved defensively, I don't think we're a good defensive side, because we still have those mistakes in us. We've got 5 mistakes leading to goals. That's only bettered by Everton. That's 1 more than Newcastle. Respectfully to both sides, and I hope Newcastle stay up. But if you're around these guys for any sort of statistic this season, that means you could do a lot better. Our outlook on defending has improved. We're more resilient. We are getting more clean sheet. Statistics speak for themselves. But because of the age a lot of these players are at, these brain farts are going to be there. Gabriel's not going to get that out of his game overnight. He's going to do that again. Ben White's done that on a couple of occasions and given away a penalty. Ramsdale's done some brainless things, you know. Tavares, when he's played, Lokonga, even experienced Party. We've got these brain farts in our team and we need to get rid of it. We ended the game very well against Wolves. We had a better second half, but it was a case of us not starting as well as we could. We, you know, first minute or so, yeah, we're up there. We should have had a penalty and things like that, but we didn't play to the quality. So again, sometimes we're starting and not necessarily finishing well. Sometimes we're finishing well, but we haven't necessarily started well. So that's to the next level. And I feel when watching the game again, which I did just before I came here with you guys, I feel the one thing for me, it's still systemic issues. You know, we don't really create enough quality chances, put keepers under enough pressure. There's not really that much movement. And I feel that cripples the Odegaards and things. Like when Odegaard's got players in the final third, you look in the first half, Odegaard's played Lacazette through on a lovely one, you know, behind what do they call that pass again, man? Like he's played it behind him, innit? But that's when he's in the final third. You saw Odegaard and Pepe, Odegaard heavily involved in the 2 goals. Why? Because he's in the final third. He's closer to goal. And again, on occasion, he's got to drop deep into midfield. But for me, he's far too deep in our team. And that comes because our pivot. Now, yesterday, Xhaka was doing some hybrid number 8 thing. And to be fair, one thing I'll give Xhaka, bro, he's running in behind. There's a lack of movement. Xhaka's actually running. I think he's been told that with Arteta, and he's an intelligent player. But as you know, if Granit Xhaka's doing that for your side, you're in problems. So I think Partey had a good game, definitely in the second half. Xhaka played well as well, but they were disjointed. Lacazette's dropping deep, so there's no focal point. Martinelli's isolated. Ben White and Gabriel. Ben White's having to force passes because I don't think there's too many passes on for him. I think there's a lack of movement. Sorry for the noise, as I said. There's not that number 8 in it. So we're going side to side where everybody's a come to feet sort of player. That's why only the balls into channels with definitely Saka was paying off. And then Martinelli, they were the ones we was doing. But at the same time, you become a one-trick pony. They kind of clock that. It's poetic justice. I'm not going to begrudge Wolves for time wasting because we do that. We need to do that. But it's poetic justice that them and they wasted a lot of time and got shagged. Like, it's lovely. I can't lie, Jimenez, dark hearts, fully dark hearts, capping about being, acting like he don't know which sub the gaffer's making. The gaffer's chatting shit as well. They were time wasting from the first half. And I feel Wolves, they probably respected us a bit too much, really. As soon as they got the goal, they went into their shell. Yeah, there was a couple of moments, Neto in the second half. I believe Hang, who scored after Gabriel's mistake, he went close as well. They had a couple of half chances, really and truly. But as I said, it's the same old stuff with us that ain't really going to change until next season. We ain't got a clinical striker like that. We're not really got that number 8, so we're not sustaining possession and creating chances like that. The movement needs to improve from our team as well. Like, obviously, tired legs from Wolves. I think one thing we did well from start to finish was the pressing. I'm not gonna lie, very good pressing from us. So I'll give us our credit where due for that. But I hear you. But we've been here before. Just a few months ago, Xhaka was saying exactly what you're saying. For me, Arsenal just need to take things game to game. We'll see where we end up in it. It's as simple as that. We have half a chance if you just do what you're supposed to do. Let's not get excited because there's going to be times we do drop points. There's going to be times we're not going to turn that game around. We're not going to win every 14 games or whatever. We are going to drop points. But when you slug through and you do things like this, when you do make that mistake, inevitably, it gives you a decent grounding to land on, really. So, good fight, good desire, elite substitutions from Arteta, in my opinion. Let's keep it true. We was all asking for Laka to get sub. Laka's scored. I'm giving him that goal. It's given as an own goal. I can't lie. I think Sar's overrated, and what I mean by that is people see overrated and think you mean someone's not good. Sar's a bad boy keeper, but I can't see the hype. Anytime Arsenal asks any decent question of him, he's spilling stuff. He's kicking is shaky. On top of us pressing them well, his kicking is giving the ball back to us. His time wasting didn't bang. I don't know what he did for Lacazette's chance, but he's pulled it in. I just feel he looks shaky, and he looks shaky. He likes to come off his line and punch a bit too much. So yeah, man, there's a lot that we did well, but there's a lot Arsenal can improve upon, and we're gonna go over it throughout the course of this, man. My day has been made amazing because of Laka. I hear that. Tans, appreciate you. Big up yourself. And like she said, big up the nation too, as well as myself. Come on, man. All rise. Absolute scenes at the Emirates last night. Pepe completely changed the game. The narrative around Laka will change now, but he missed so many opportunities yesterday. Hopefully that will kick him into some form, but we need a number 9. I mean, I hear you. I hope so. Pepe 3-peat is on. Pepe's 9 times out of 10 our best player in the second half of the season. Laka too, but for me, we're kind of at where we're at with them sort of man there. Like Laka's been doing this. His goal scoring record shows that he has scored in some big games. He has scored some decisive goals and had some decisive moments. But in an Arsenal shirt, he don't live or breathe goals. And we've been here. Even when you go back several months, when we was in form, he was missing sitters against Villa and Liverpool and all these things. But the link-up play was there. And for me, why he should have come off yesterday, the missed chances is one thing and one reason. But in the first half, and he got better, but the link-up play and all the things that he brings to the table, they weren't there. So I was thinking, Martinelli up front, Pepe involved. I understand Laka starting, it wouldn't surprise me, and I wouldn't be against him starting against Watford. But Arsenal are not going to be serious, you're right, until we get a serious number 9. I don't really want to praise man for link-up play. Even Eddie Nketiah has come off the bench and been involved, but a broken clock's going to be right twice a day, innit? Again, Thankfully, it's happened now. When we needed you against Everton and Forest, you weren't there, but you was there yesterday, and shamelessly he was doing his own celebration like he scored. The narrative will change around Laka, but it's just like the Brentford game, you know. Suddenly we won, no one cares, no one talks about the cheap goal and certain things, and that's the territory, unfortunately, the Arsenal's in. If we win and you mention potential concerns, you're seen as negative. If we lose and you find some positives, you're seen as positive. It's the thing where people don't care about what's actually happened; they just care about the fact that their football, their game, the teams won, lost, or drawn. And football's very emotional, and you see that because, you know, had we have lost, man would have come here ranting and raving. 2 points dropped. We only got a point. We got none. Blah blah blah. We've won. You know, so it's all better, and that's true. You know, the narrative will change around Lacquer. And on one hand, to be fair, you make yourself a hero. You're playing crap. The manager kept you on, your captain. You got through it. You could have felt sorry for yourself. You're involved in the goal, but you're right. And at the same time, this is where, you know, as much as I agree with you, Ryan, I try not to speak about that because there's nothing we can do until the end of the season. Again, I can talk about Arteta, why you should have brought in a striker, why there should be a number 8, this, that, and the third, but it's not happening. I can criticize the lack of it. I can look back if we don't get top 4 and say what's gone on there. I can press you to obviously bring someone in the summer, but this is what we're working with, for better or worse, from now till May. This is it, innit? So everybody gets my faith. Even a guy like Cedric, I think he did very well. You know, I'm scared. Tomiyasu, Arteta said he's got the calf issue in another calf. But yeah, man, he did his job when called upon. So yeah, man, even the second half, a lot of players played a lot better. I think Saka had a decent game, if I'm honest with you. I couldn't understand some of what the fans were saying. Odegaard as well. I think Partey, Xhaka, Laka, and the whole team in general raised. I think Ben White did well. I think watching the game again, I was a bit harsh on Tierney. I think Tierney played a lot better than I thought. So yeah, it is what it is. But we've got a long way to go, man. We've got a long way to go. Hopefully we can do a thing, but we've got a long way to go, and all that matters is 3 points, especially considering obviously Spurs drop points. You know, next week United have a Manchester derby. Hopefully they can, you know, City can do us a favour in that regard. You couldn't even give, you know, your former colleague Arteta 6 points. You know, you're giving Spurs 6 points. Well, we could have done with that 6 points, you know. Pep, what's wrong with Pep? You couldn't give your protege Arteta them 6 points. Well, imagine we had them 6 points to go with not dropping points at Brighton at home and Palace and everything's there, bro. We might be the ones scheming on a league title thing, but on a serious note, there's no ifs and buts in it. It is well, it is really and truly. And when I look at the league table, I'm not a fan of games in hand because there's 6 points on the line. We got to go out there and win that. But 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in our last 5 isn't the worst. Watford have us and United, so Watford could potentially get themselves a 6 pointer and climb out the table. But Watford have the potential to cause a spanner in the works. Really and truly, if I'm United and Arsenal, like you said with your Chelsea point, looking at the table, we're hoping Burnley can do a thing because what Chelsea on game in hand on United, but 50 points, you know. If Arsenal win their next game, Burnley do us a favour, and you know Chelsea drop points again, there could be something there, really, really and truly. You know, even the title race, man, 3 points. Everton at 5:30 for Manchester City on Saturday. That one there is brazy. We're gonna get into that. But boy, as an Arsenal fan, 2 games in hand. We need to win them. You know, we need to win them. And when you look at it, we've actually got more losses than West Ham. We've got more losses than West Ham this season. But then again, we've got less losses, than West Ham, than Wolves, than Spurs, one more than United. Fair play. The narratives are quite different. We're on 45 points, you know, a point behind United with 2 games in hand, you know. So hopefully Watford could do a thing. I'd imagine Manchester United win that game. It is what it is. I was going to speak about this. Yo, these builders. Let me know. Because I already know I didn't offer no one coffee. It's COVID times, can't be giving man coffee, but I'm hearing voices. I said I was gonna do this. I said you fucking up the pace. You're ruining it. But anyways, I was gonna do this. These guys are putting me off now. I was gonna do this at 11:30, but why not, man? Twitch gang, we might as well review the game now, innit? Obviously, when you look at the goal we conceded, again, it's a preventable goal because it's come from they've been fouled and they've just started. So again, being focused, remaining switched on, you know, dead ball scenarios, we've switched off. Now, obviously, the ball's come in. I believe it's Jimenez and Gabriel at the time. Now, Gabriel's played a blind pass. That's the first stupid thing he's done. Ramsdale, maybe he doesn't need to be out there, but I think he's done the right thing. We're a progressive side. We're trying to play out. So Gabriel's the fault blamer, really and truly. You know, where I'm annoyed as well, Ben White and Partey, the runners, because Chan's just ran. You know, this is something we need to be aware of. As you lot should be able to recognize when somebody's messed up. Get in and follow your runner. We didn't. Obviously, Chan did well for them, and Chan was working the line very well and chasing lost causes. We've played a blind pass. You play stupid games. As you know, you win stupid prizes. We've gone a goal behind. It was coming. We deserved to go a goal behind, but it's all about the reaction. So that was the first goal we conceded. That was very silly, and we've got that in us. I'm not going to lie. It was lovely play from us, man. Odegaard won of a left foot, as you saw. Again, no coincidence. A man is, you know, he's more of a danger man when he's in this. This is what should make Odegaard and Arsenal fans watching Odegaard here in the final third horny for passes. This is where Odegaard should be. Any coincidence, this is where he's causing the danger in and around the semicircle in that. Odegaard there, of course, you need him to drop from time to time, but him there as a defender, as a back three, back five, 3-5-2 from Wolves, you don't mind that because you can see him. It's a bit like I'll show you in the next slide where you've got Saka dropping, etc., etc. But when Odegaard is here, this is where, and we're playing progressive football and people are making runs off him and getting around him. You see what he's on. Ball into Eddie. Obviously, Eddie's played it into Pepe. Pepe's done the rest, made himself a hero off the bench, got us back into the game. Simple as that. I think what's that. And then obviously Pepe's gone out there. Saka's obviously broken down the left-hand side. The move's died. Pepe's kept it alive. He's given it to Odegaard. The two left footers linked up well. He's obviously received it again, if I can remember correctly. I can't even remember to scale. I'm sure Pepe's giving it to Odegaard. Odegaard's giving it back to Pepe. Pepe's played some 1-2 with someone. And then Lacazette's obviously had that. Boy, it's going off target in it, but eventually he's had that effort, and that's what happens when we're getting people around. Obviously, I'm happy Pepe came off the bench, got a goal and assist, first goal of the season. So tells you all the story, really. So let's see what could happen. We all know he's going to probably have a strong end to the season, and next year we're going to revert back to normal. But it is what it is. Like I said at the start, you know, if we're real with ourselves, on top of the obvious, needing to be focused, switched on and stuff, and we was playing a dangerous game. We had a high line. They were gambling. Like, and what I mean by that is at times they were getting at our naive squad. They were simply just standing in between our centre-backs, getting on the last shoulders. There's even an incident. Tierney's marking half the space because at the start, when everything's not going well, we're not following runners. We're not talking. There's a lot of gaps. We're not looking after the ball. There's a lot of things we're doing wrong tactically, and we struggle against low blocks. And I am wary for us against back threes at time. There was even a ball that went out to the right hand side, I believe, for Semedo. Tierney was late to look over his shoulder, but they were simply just doing that. Really, people just in the gaps, in the pockets. If I put everybody back, our build-up play is meaty. If we're honest with ourselves, the build-up play from us isn't the best. You could say they come with a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3. I think it was such, but then you saw Pedence kind of hug that touchline and come inside. You know, Jimenez was a focal point. And then you saw Chang just operate on both sides, chase lost causes, run down blind alleys and things. But that's not the point. In possession, we still haven't got that progressive 8. Now, Partey looked better as a 6. Xhaka's an intelligent footballer. I'll give him that. And he was making the runs forward. But this is why we're disjointed, you know. Lacazette comes deep. Again, he's not the quickest. The centre-halves know that. And they get further forward. You know, the ball into the channel consistently with Saka and that, it's working. But you can't do it all the time. Martinelli the same. Tierney, I felt, didn't fly forward as much as I expected, really. And at times, it was kind of disjointed. As I'm saying, when we're playing out from the back, Ben White always talks about not wanting to play it to the right back. He was forced to keep playing that pass because when he's bringing it out, much like Varane actually against Atletico for United, there's no options. Partey is there, but in reality, bro, there's like two men standing there in it, and so you know Partey's lane is cut off. Odegaard, naturally, all of our players drop deep. Odegaard's on the halfway line. Saka's there, and if the ball gets there, it gets there. Laka's gone. Last night, Xhaka was making the forward runs and was actually his starting position was further forward quite a lot. So was Martinelli. So you could kind of see how we're playing into their hands really and truly beyond the obvious. So that was what was kind of bugging me. But like I said, grit, desire, determination, the subs changed the game. Big call to take off Cedric and go to a back, to go with a wing back of sorts and just gamble, really. And to turn it around in the last 10 minutes is what you're here for, really and truly. So we got the points. We know what it means for us. What's all of this? Looking at some of the statistics, people, let's go down Obino's timeline and whatnot. Lacazette had 8 shots. Obviously, I believe that's the first time we've come from behind under Mikel Arteta in the league. We've got to remember we still have 5 errors leading to goal. So there's a lot of things Arsenal need to pattern. But allegedly, Arsenal's victory over Wolves was the first time the Gunners have won in the Premier League under Mikel Arteta after trailing at half time. I mean, I don't want to be behind too many times, but maybe that's something we can improve upon, really. Lacazette had 8 shots against Wolves, the most any players had in a game since Alexis against Brighton. And I'd have to say, what's the quality of shots? Arsenal are now 7 points better off from the equivalent fixtures last season. You know, I think ultimately what harmed Wolves is they got their goal and they just tried to time waste. You know, they I don't know if they thought we wouldn't break them down. They were doing that stuff too early, and ultimately their demise is their gaffer and him, and there's just wasting too much time, and 6 minutes got added on, really and truly, man, which is calm. Apparently, the tally of 26, and again, in terms of working the keeper and quality of shots and stuff, we deserve to get into the game, but we need to work on better quality of shots, really and truly. The tally of 26 was the second highest number of shots Arsenal have had in the Premier League since Arteta left. The last was 30 against Norwich. So yeah, it is what it is. Wolves have won 6 and lost just 2 of their last 9 Premier League games. Those 2 defeats came against us. Can we play you every week? Play, Alexa, play the world's smallest violin for Ruben Neves as well, people. So yeah, it's lovely, man. Ruben Neves, come on, my guy. You humble, I see you moving real humble. Arsenal have scored just 4 goals in the last 4.5 Premier League games, which include 4 home games with Burnley, Brentford, Man City, and a half against Wolves. So yeah, it's a bit of a brazy one. It's a brazy one, man. Brazy. But yeah, them statistics there, it is what it is there. What else? Only Liverpool and Manchester City have won more points at home than Arsenal with 29 in the Premier League this season. We're just 1 point behind fourth with 2 games in hand. As we've seen with Spurs, we can't get excited about games in hand. Games in hand need to correlate to actual points on the board. Bukayo Saka, is involved in quite a lot of our goals now. Had 15 touches in the up box. That's the most by an Arsenal player in the Premier League this season. He also created 6 chances, people. That's the joint most by an Arsenal player in a Premier League game this season. Let's get the new deal out for him. Ramsdale, don't let him leave. Odegaard, again, when it comes to pressing, when it comes to defensive attributes, he's up there as much as he's there for progressive. And there's a lot more to come from the Norwegian Viking King. I mean, there's a lot, man. I really like what Odegaard can become. I think I'm keen to see you become the 8, become the hub of this team, become the Santi Cazorla. I don't think you're there yet. I still think you're a bit naive to do that right now. But it's scary what you are for us, man. It's scary. It's scary. And when you look at his games by numbers, 56 touches, 19 passes in the final third, 4 take-ons attempted, completed 3 ball recoveries, 1 chance created. Again, what do you define as chance created? Because he's involved in everything. He created a great chance for Lacazette in the first half. He's involved in the 2 goals. So what do you statistically define as 3 chances? He's got everything. And I said, what goes against him is he doesn't look like someone that runs about all the time and things. And, people were convinced Mikel Arteta doesn't like majestic poetry and motion ballers because he rubbed out a former teammate and whatnot. Thomas Partey, better second half, looking a lot better in that 6. He had the most ball recoveries, most duels won, most take-ons, most fouls won, second most chances created. So I ain't going to lie, respectfully to Partey, I like you. But if we are on the same pitch with Martin Odegaard, with Martinelli, with Lacazette, with Saka, even the fullbacks, really, I don't really want to see you for second chances created. That tells me a lot of others need to step up. But all in all, it was a good result for us, man. And can we play them every week? Like I said, playing Wolves at home or going to the Molineux or going to, Burnley away, it's just simply not for everyone, folks. It's just not. So yeah, it is what it is where that's concerned. Let's delete that. Make a new timestamp. Cool. Review. One love to you lot, people. Again, I thought, let me get that out, man. I feel sorry for the 11:30 ones. They just got robbed of some great bit of content. It don't matter, though. Make sure on the topic of 11:30, you've hit your reminders. Thanks for the eye candy yesterday, DG. My pleasure. What can I say, man? What can I say? This is why the man them hit Jim and that. What can I say? What can I say, man? Great taste. Great taste. I don't know for Spurs, but they can't dare to do a damn thing. DG, quick question on the intro at the end. Are you saying tell me something? No, I think if you're talking about where my hands are like that, the real footage that's taken from actually when I scored on my return for Rongens. Ironically, I'm wearing it. Came off the bench, goal and assist. if you can't win in a penalty as an assist. I didn't take it. They asked me to take it, but I can't lie, I was capping. You know when guys are like, you know, people are like, you'll take it. In your heart, you know you don't want to take it. I'm not on penalties, but yeah, man, I scored on my return. I'm going 0-0 if that's where it is. But yeah, man, it is what it is. And that Shavri, Raw DG, you saved deluded 10 a.m. kickoff. We're back, man. Appreciate you, Sneaks. Rob, what have you said? Yo, lad, how you doing? That game the other day was ish. Also, thoughts on the title race still on. I think City do feel the pressure. I mean, City, Pep, it comes with the territory, you know. When you're at the pinnacle of the mountain, the only way is down, in it, and it depends. Obviously, you can get down safely or you can get pushed off the cliff, really, and City knew it. You know, I'm not going to lie. It shows how mad the premise, the narrative was City running away with it. Couple of shaky results. You can't say the title race isn't on, and Liverpool completely. Listen, I don't even know. I wouldn't even call it destroyed Wolves, you know. João Matip, he boxed forward every game. He finally got it. Van Dijk got on the score sheet as well. Salah moving savage. Mane moving savage. That Liverpool, they look like a team that know they've got 2 cup finals this week. They dispatched Leeds quickly. And again, I hope it's more of the same on Sunday against Chelsea, really and truly. But you can't say the title race isn't on. Obviously, Liverpool and City have to play each other. You know, Liverpool love this sort of stuff. And I still think City will win it. But a part of me feels City might bottle this. Really. So we'll have to see, and maybe that will make City. But the thing is with City, we all know Pep doesn't do complacency, and this will kick it. This will give City a kick up the arse, you know, in a positive way, because Liverpool are breathing down their necks, and I hope they take it out on Everton. Doubts about the manager and the squad. Doubts going into the game, playing poor and winning feels good. We're shameless. Amen. DG, you got like 3 more streams to get through. Man, a soldier, man. I'm a soldier out here, man. I'm a soldier. There's no rules. 10 a.m. shot of Uncle Ray. Can do what you want, man. There's no rules out here. You have to firm it for true, man. You have to firm it. I firmed it still. Fuck it. One more. Let's not get excited. You lot are bad influences, man. All right, I'm cool. I'm alive again. There's a poll up. Love for that, man. Yesterday's game was crap, but at OT we should beat them also. Oh, sorry, I think I said that. Fuck it up. Hella hypocrites, broski. Why is it not bringing it up? Can you not hear me? What the fuck's going on? Oh, okay, I don't know why StreamYard froze there. Wasn't bringing up the thing. World War III's been there for time, bro. It's just getting mad now. A Russian player spoke out against Russia going to war. Don't be shocked when man start going missing, bro. Brazy, bro. Every day I'm waking up and seeing fuckery, man. And the thing is, it's like, it must be scary, man. Because imagine London got locked off right now and they said you have to bus out. Everyone's going to be trying to hit the same A406, the same A10, the same M this, the same M that. There's only so many ports. There's only so many airports. There's only so much planes. Like, you actually can't, you can bus out, but you can't really bus out and do much. And that's the fearful thing for me. It's like, you can't bus out. Like, what could you do? Like, you kind of sat on your hands and the inevitable happens. If you die, you die, sort of thing. You know, really, it's scary. Brazy, man. Brazy. As Flawless says, shout my guy Flawless. Make sure you're following up his thing. As Flawless says, God needs to open the floodgates. Mankind has failed. Trust, brother. Mankind's failed, bro. Mankind's failed from the very fact that, you know, whether you're a man, woman, black, white, whatever, we look down upon and whatever, or people look down upon, you failed, you know, really and truly. God needs to, bro, the world needs to end and it needs a reset, innit? It's scary what's going on, man. It's scary, but at the same time, you know, is it scary or is it just because, you know, when it's in other places, and I know technically Ukraine, forgive me, technically isn't the West, but when it's in Africa or Middle East, you know, and you're over here in England or America or wherever, similar nations, it almost is out of sight, out of mind. But I guess maybe because Ukraine's in Europe, it's like, oh shit, like this is local sort of thing. Putin, boom, 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 this, that, and the third. It's brazy, man. It's brazy. Yeah, Twitch is defo a more intellectual thing. And again, war does a lot of things, man. YouTube has some sus people, but still subscribe to your YouTube channel or mine, Nightbot. What's going on there, man? That poll is spot on. Let me see what this poll was. I hope no one's running bans. Why can't I see it? It's gone. Mad, bro. Sip the ray like it's water. You'll be surprised what you could do, man. You'll be surprised what you could do. Put your mind to it, man. What can I say, bro? I should have been part of the Tuesday club with Arsenal and that, man. DG, my boy Neves asked me to ask your fan base why did Laka celebrate like he won the league. I don't know, but more to it. Newcastle can go down for me. Nah, man. That. Newcastle, I want them to stay up. Joe Willock's there. You know, Watford, I want you lot to stay up. Norwich, you can go. I think Burnley are going to fight their way out of that, really, if I'm honest with you. Burnley are going to finesse their way out of that. So, yeah, low-key Everton and Brentford. Low-key Everton, Brentford, Leeds, they're ramping, you know. Like, where's the Prem table? One sec. Because on one hand, I think Leeds, Brentford, and Everton are fortunate. Even Villa slightly 27 points. You know, I think these teams are fortunate that I think there's 3 shitter teams than them. But at the same time, Burnley with the, you know, Sean Dyche opened up the diversity quota, and now you see what's going on there. You know that what is it, Workhouse or whatever he's doing bits. You just have a feeling Burnley always twang their way out of it. Like, even though they've only got 3 wins all season, fucking hell, blood. Pardon me. I think what Norwich, respectfully, I think they're gone. I personally think Watford are gone. I think they're gone in it. Roy Hodgson might twang it in the next 2 games between United and Arsenal. If they picked up 6 points, what does that say? You've got to be really careful on playing these relegation threatened sides. That's why I'm kind of shook of going to St James's Park on top of their good form. But what? Burnley are 18th on 20 points. Norwich are 20th with 17. In between them is Watford with 18 points. I think I think it will stay like this. I think these are the dons to go down, really. I would love Burnley to go down, but I could see them finessing it. If it was on current form, I'd say Leeds in big trouble. Big trouble. Supporting Arsenal can't be good for your health, DG. Nah, it can't be, man. But we get there, man. We get there. That swivel by Pepe was quality. Xhaka was the furthest. Was honest. I StreamYard pattern up, man. P Mav, I can't even bring up your comments. I don't know what's going on, but it's not letting me. Xhaka was honestly further forward for so much of the game, so he must have been told to do all of that. Which, all right, that's cool. Xhaka's clearly intelligent enough to do it. Whether the quality's there is another thing. But next summer, can we not have that? Bro, Benny Blanco, dark art specialist. Benny should have picked up a yellow card also. I thought it was a yellow card, but I think it was harsh that Saka got one when he did. And I love it, you know, and I love it from him. Man said, Tekers only just came in. Did you hear about the Champions League being moved to France? Oh, yeah, people. It's been Champions League finals been moved to France, obviously, with what's going on, man. I got to say, DG, considering we had 28 shots or something, I think we did really well and is unlucky. You know me, I don't like this word unlucky. I don't think we worked the keeper enough. And I think we have to quantify the level of shots, really, because we do this quite often. I know we don't get 20-something shots, but the amount of shots to the shots on target to the amount of what the keeper's been worked kind of tells it. I think, you know, again, I don't think that can change without a proper striker and all these things. But yeah, man. But Gabriel was class after that mistake. Pepe and Nketiah linking for the goal. Arsenal's defense were more likely to create a goal. We are literally 3 players away from challenging. That's actually scary. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't think we got the squad for that. I need to see consistent top 4, you know, before any of that. Have we got the patience to see this become a success? Could take another years, realistically. I think, personally, as long as you keep doing what you're showing Arsenal fans in their sign to get behind, fans will get behind. You see Arsenal fans to the point where we overcompensate and exaggerate the fact that these are a young squad. So they'll get behind it. What they won't get behind is previous regimes where you're telling us, you know, you've got a young bunch of squads, but you're not bringing in certain players if you're doing this half-arched project thing. I hope we beat them, but we can't just look at teams getting smoked, man. Should be 4 of our last 5, and if we struggle or fail to get top 4, it's moments like drawing at home to Burnley that will come back to haunt us. We only have ourselves to blame recruitment-wise if we don't clinch it. Boy, if Arteta does not get top 4, you're still supporting him into next season. The improvement significant enough. Yeah, I would say so. Context is key. You know, I would say it would be a bitter pill to swallow. There'll definitely be question marks due to the bottling that's taking place. But I would still support if things keep happening. But don't get twisted, the jury's still out. I don't think that deal. I think that deal should be not torn up, but parked off in the file box until you do something. If he gets top 4, whether he's successful or not, I just believe in any walk of life. If you achieve results, rewarding people, you should get a new deal. I wouldn't say the improvements are significant. The improvements are promising for me. I get behind it, but I wouldn't say significant, because even in the last game, the things are still prevalent. We shouldn't be here, but at the same time, Arsenal should always be challenging for 4th. New poll up, I believe, or I might be late. Wolves were time wasting from 23 minutes. Bro, they were time wasting the minute they found that goal. Too often. Bro, Odegaard's on this Valhalla thing. I love it, man. I love it. Stocks are rising, broski. 14 games left. Get on the train before it takes off. Boy, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's chill off first and see what's going on. You missed the poll. Keep putting up the polls, man. That's facts. My mum wasn't fazed by what Russia did, because we've seen it here all the time in Africa. That breaks my heart, man. And the thing is, when things happen in Africa, Africa suffers alone, man. It's quite sad. Would like to see you make a squad out of the bottom teams that could compete with the top half. Is that possible? Bro, Uncle Partey, it was coming, man. When Partey scores from long range, I believe top 4 is there. I'll believe top 4 is there. I'll honestly believe top 4 is there for the taking when these lot do the business, man. If I'm honest with you, but we're doing what we can. Credit to the players, man. But let's just keep going, man. We'd rather Europa. That's our current level. Fuck that. The champions. I am here for it. Fuck that. Man, when they be in champs, bro. You think Partey, Borisov, and all them guys there, when they can get Champions League, they're sitting there saying that? I know we're just there for the sake of it. It's like going to a rave with no bread in our pockets. We've bought a ticket. It's time to buy a juice, and we ain't bought a juice, and we're just standing in the corner, just moving mad. We're not really meant to be here, but dead that, man. Dead that. I know we're just in the champs for the sake of it, but who knows, man? Maybe God will give us the greasy Chelsea thing, the scumbag Champions League final. I want to be in that, man. I want to be doing watch-alongs for Arsenal in the Champions League. I want the players that could be brought in with the finances. Bro, man, I want Champions League. Man, I don't want to be in Europa League because I don't believe in Arsenal. Of course, man, I don't want to go in Champions League respectfully with Eddie and Lacazette, but dead that. Man, I don't want to be love. No, man. I hear you. You're not wrong. I see your logic, but no, man. Dead that. I'd rather bottle in Europe's elite competition than the nonsense in the Champions League, in the Europa League. Dead, man. Dead. I want normal kickoffs as well, but listen, like I said, I ain't done a Champions League Arsenal live stream on my YouTube or Twitch channel, such as long as Arsenal were in. I think if you go back far enough, you could see my Champions League reviews of Arsenal, Arsenal versus PSG. Lord God, I don't want to play them. In fact, maybe. Why not? Messi ain't got nothing. Messi not even the best left foot in the world. That's Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard, and Mbappe busting out as well. Where them dons in the queue at the barbers that don't move where them guys that don't open our mouths in the barbers when it's time to get our cut? Really? Crazy one. That's dead, man. That's like me believing, you should always, bro, in the same way they say apply for jobs you're not qualified for. Bro, Arsenal need to be doing that, bro. Man need to do that. Forget that, man. Forget that. That's the man there that say, oh, you only don't say, oh, that girl's too good for me or she's too nice for me. That's dead that. Go and chat to her. Dead, man. I hear you. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I don't know if you even have a chance of Europa League. I've seen us bottle finals. I've seen us bottle it to Atletico. I don't know, man. I don't want to be in that. There's more games as well. The only benefit I give Europa League over Champions League is that the young tugs then will get more chances, and that will give more squad players and keep people happier. Dead that, man. I want Champions League. No, man, I don't want to hear that. The Europa League thing didn't slap at all, man. It was dead. Orange background and that is dead, man. It's dead. I'm too prestige for that, man. And I need to return back to what I need, man. I want to, again, I'd give anything to go back to the days of Arsenal just getting top 4. I just need Champions League, man. I need Champions League. I don't care how long we're in it for. I need Champions League. I can't go back, man. I can't go back to where it was. I don't want to go back to where it was. I really, really don't want to. But yeah, away from all of that, people, let's get into Premier League review / preview. UCL, Europa, EFL, Footy talk. Let's get into all of this stuff. Neves, sorry, people. Only bottle we've seen is DG's. Neves needs to leave Wolves. This is probably it, innit? You know, to be fair, if Wolves get Champions League football or Europa League football, I think he stays. But then again, does it make sense for him to stay if you don't sign a new deal? You need to get peas for that. He's contracted until 2023. Yeah, bro, I don't want to say don't get into the Champions League because we're going to get ripped. Then what's the point trying to finish in the top 4? What's the point? We might as well just stop trying to win games then, really. That's dead, man. That's dead, man. As long as you're in a competition, you have a chance. Obviously, I'm gassing the thing a lot, but it is what it is. Yeah, let's get into it, people. Now, in relation to news, as I said, Arsenal obviously beat Wolves 2-1, which, again, we've been over now. Again, fun and games. I'm getting tired of speaking about it. As we said, Liverpool demolished Leeds United 6-0. It was to happen. Crystal Palace smacked up Watford 4-1. A brace from Wilf Zaha, 2 goals in 5 minutes. Conor Gallagher and Mateta also got on the score sheet, cancelling out the equaliser from Mo Sissoko for Watford. So it's irrelevant. Burnley did us a favour. Ben Mee showed that, you know, Conte's boys can't do it on a cold, wet evening in, is it Yorkshire, them sides? I don't know who cares, man. But Ben Mee did his thing, man. Ben Mee, you know, they tried to bring Romero to these serious centre-half debates. Romero's good, but agendas. He got bullied. Brownhill doing a madness. Ben Mee scores, and ultimately dreamland for Arsenal fans. And it's almost irrelevant the fact that you beat City. To be fair, all my Spurs supporting brethren, they were excited about the City game, but they said, "Watch, we're gonna bottle it against Burnley." And now we see see what they mean. And obviously, you saw Conte's comments. Whether Conte is going to quit is another thing, because I'm sure there's financial implications. What I got from Conte's outburst was, I'm not really going to quit, but I'm letting you man know I'm angling to leave. And if you don't want to sack me, you can sack me, which obviously is music to my ears, United fans' ears, West Ham fans' ears, because obviously Spurs, as much as you get onto them, they're not out of the top 4 race, but to know that people are disheartened, disillusioned, the manager's angry, they're fractured, that eliminates someone from the race for us, especially because everyone's got difficult games, really. You know, I'm all for that. And I'm all for the fact that if Spurs could have Antonio Conte and Jose Mourinho and have a grand total of no trophies, brother, only Spurs. But yeah, when you start looking at Conte stuff, Antonio Conte's rant after Burnley defeat leaves Tottenham stars reeling as his downbeat tone hints that the players are an issue at Spurs. You reckon he's been onto you lot. Even in the January period, he's like, we let X amount go, we didn't bring X amount in. I can't lie, Conte, it does feel like excuses in the blame game because no one put a gun to your head. You knew what you was walking into at Spurs, but I can't lie, he's been consistent in everything he's saying, people. You know, he's obviously said that, people. Scrolling all the way down. My players know very well that I always tell them the truth, because with the truth you can improve. With good lies you don't have long time to live, which is also true. Where's the other things, man? He defo said a lot. He said a lot more. He defo said a lot more than this. A lot more than this. Where is Conte's comments? Antonio Conte is thinking of leaving as agent as agent details private talks with Tottenham boss. Conte hinted that he might be considering his immediate future, and I'm sure we all saw his comments. His agent allegedly said he's thinking of leaving. He would like to stay at home, let's say. For me, he overestimated the situation, which he then found himself managing. The results didn't help him, not only those on the pitch, but also the response of the players. It takes time, and maybe he realized there's a margin beyond which he can't go with certain players. He made a wrong assessment. I've heard from him he's disappointed with the situation to be different. He's considered his adventure at Inter close for a number of reasons. He went to Inter going against his history, since he's still a representative of Juventus. He also did it to show someone that Juventus was perhaps wrong in making certain assessments when Allegri left. The most logical choice was to bring him back and not go for Surrey. The club thought more about pride in that case. Again, Conte's comments: in the last 5 games, we lost 4 games. I think nobody deserves this type of situation, but this is the reality. There will be an assessment about the club and about me, because for this situation is very frustrating. I am really sorry for this situation, especially for the fans who do not deserve this. The club has to make an assessment to understand what is the best solution. The club has changed coaches, but the players are always the same, and the results have not changed. Boy, that's you. That is it there, isn't it? That's it there. You man can get at me, you can get at Jose, you can get at Nuno, you can get at Joe Blogs, but some of these men have always been here. I cannot accept continuing to lose. Obviously, Bob Conte has shown that he will keep it. He will leave clubs for less, really, And I'm sure the pay packet is lit, but boy, he also went on to say, I am not used to this situation. I am trying everything, but the situation is not changing. I am available and open with the club to do what the club wants. I want to help the club. I work a lot. I work very hard. I'm giving 20 hours a day to Tottenham, and the other 4 hours I sleep, but it's not enough. The performance can be good and the commitment was good, but we lost. For me, the situation is unacceptable. To lose 4 or 5 games for Tottenham has to be a disaster. Bro, these lot, I've seen their team finish 13th. Conte, I think you're capping. The man are used to this. I came in to try to improve the situation. Maybe in this moment, I'm not so good to improve the situation. I'm too honest to close my eyes and continue this way. Maybe a bit of that is, to question himself, so players think, you know what, Conte, I actually like you and you're doubting yourself. I'm going to try a bit harder. For sure, we are to speak and have a conversation with the club to try and find the best solution to help the team not have this type of situation. It is the right moment to make assessments. I repeat, I am really frustrated. Boy, I want to take responsibility. If I have that, I am open for every decision. I have ambition. I hate to lose. To take my salary, it's not right at this moment. I can't lie. I was listening to that part with my brethren. When he said the salary thing, we both started laughing like, yep, he's trying to just do the count up thing. I want to help Tottenham from the day I arrived, but 4 defeats in 5. This is the first time in my life this type of situation has happened. Brother, you joined Tottenham. I used to manage Chelsea, so you know what these men are known for. Roman Abramovich could probably tell you how he used to buy us. He almost bought Spurs. Their highlight of their club's future is us taking their captain and making him a league winner, also winning the league twice at their ground. They got we did the double over Spurs over City trophy, and Arsenal bottled a game against us trophy because of COVID. They've got that in their trophy cabinet, but fair play. I don't think there's too much over there at White Hart Lane, Shite Hart Lane. But at the moment, we could finish 10th, 12th, 13th. That's about right for Spurs historically. We could finish in the same position as when I arrived here. Boy, in a dig. And when you look at, let me share the screen. Sorry, all this time I thought the screen was shared, but BBC have been nice enough to detail some stuff with Conte. Conte's troubled time at Spurs. He's obviously appointed until summer of 2023. He said there was heart, He said this is the biggest challenge of his career in December. He was disappointed to only get a 2-2 draw against Liverpool. I think that one thing about Spurs, I say they look better against the bigger teams than the smaller teams, just because, like Arsenal, they've shown they can't break down low blocks. City and Liverpool, they're going to be expansive against you. Spurs beat Watford, blah, blah, blah. Conte said in January, he hopes the club will listen to him. He said the gap between Spurs and top teams is very large. He said Spurs in February can't make no more mistakes. In February, he also said they have a long road ahead. He said also in February, they've weakened the squad in January. And the 18th, he's criticized them. And then he got gassed and said they could be the best group of his. He tried to gas them after the win against City. And now he's back to questioning, is he the right person? So this sounds like stress in your left breast. As I said, Conte is going to be the boldest in the league by the time this career at Spurs is done, in it, people. But no one put a gun to his head to take that position, people. So he can't really complain, really and truly. Yo, you lot still having that Champions League debate. I hear you. Lot. I can't lie. If we buck Bayern again in UEFA, don't rate us. If Spurs lose again, Conte will be on a legendary rant. Nah, man, that don't slap, man. That don't slap, bro. I'm not a Europa League guy, man. My chest is high for no reason. I'm a spoiled Arsenal Wenger baby, innit? I've only since Wenger's bust out that I've had to have some humble beginnings, not being in Europe, finishing 8th, all of these sort of things. I can't do that, man. Now we need Conte. We need quality in the Premier League. Man, I don't give a shit about what Conte. If it's not Arsenal thing, I don't care about nothing else, boy. I can't lie to you. Fuck all of that. Conte isn't built for the... I don't know why this is acting now. Sorry, we're having problems. Conte isn't built for the future. He's an elite mentality. No one can question that. I mean, they knew... The thing with Conte, you knew it wasn't going to last long at Spurs because you can, what the man told himself, he's a proven winner. But when you look at Conte, you know he's not here. If you show your levels and you're a young player, you'll get opportunities. But he's not going to give young players opportunities. He's there to win now. He's not going to play the most expensive football. But when you're a bit like Joe said, but when you're winning or whatever, no one cares. It weren't going to work out. Spurs are not equipped to win. There's only so much you can waffle about Kane and all these things. He definitely don't work 20 hours a day, man. He probably does, but still. Conte killed me after that one press conference where he said he wasn't used to top 4 discussions. Bro, Conte, this is a humble beginning, but as I said, I do get the vibe, to be fair, like Conte's moaning a bit. Bro, you knew the job. I hear you. I hear the frustrations. He seems frustrated and just general frustration with what they're doing in the market. I hear you. But once again, you took the role. You could have sat on your hand, You could have done whatever you're doing. Away in other news, apparently Roman Abramovich... Oh, sorry, let me share my screen. Sorry, this builder's got the gift of the gab, man. Just shut the fuck up, man. Roman Abramovich should no longer be able to own Chelsea, says Labour MP. What happened to keeping politics and football out of it, people? He should no longer be able to own a football club in this country. That is what Chris Bryan, a Labour MP, said. I mean, boy, half of your party, as well as Tories, are selling it to rich aristocrats and rich foreigners. So you can't pick and choose. I've got hold of a leaked document from 2019 from the Home Office, which says, in relation to Mr. Abramovich, as part of Her Majesty's government, Russia's strategy aimed at targeting illicit finance and Magdalene, I don't know what his activity. Roman remains of interest to the HMG due to his links to Russia. But you better be careful, Mr. MP. You could go missing slyly. So yeah, they're chatting shit to Roman. But why I'm not really reading that is because Roman was playing chess while they were playing checkers. Roman has sanction insurance, a 2 billion loan to Chelsea FC. So he's already hedged his bets. All right, cool. You can get onto me about Chelsea, but I've got a loan which will impact Chelsea, which will impact society. You've got to remember, Chelsea's a football club. But that's actually, listen, Chelsea is, how do I make it make sense? It's literally why people pay their bills. How much people are employed by Chelsea and things like that. How much money does that bring into London / the UK economy with all the aspects of Chelsea? So, boy, he's playing chess while certain men are playing checkers. Roman Abramovich saw this sort of thing. I just found this funny. Roy Keane on Aston Villa coaching stint, he said 1 or 2 players were scumbags. He said that the dressing room atmosphere was key to Manchester United's defence when reflecting on the negative experience at Aston Villa. He said 1 or 2 players wouldn't train properly. One of my teachers at college used to be involved with Sunderland, and he used to watch Roy Keane's coaching sessions, and he said this guy is one of the worst coaches because he would, obviously Roy Keane was a good player, so he could do a pass, but then he's getting mad frustration when other people can't do it. He said he literally grips an up man by the neck. Why can't you flip him, play the pass? As a manager, you're not going to last long, really and truly. You take it for granted. I can only go off my own experiences at Forest, then United and Celtic, where we had really good dressing rooms. So when you leave United and go to other clubs, you realise the players don't train properly. I was at Aston Villa for a while. 1 or 2 players were like scumbags. They'd be scumbags on a building site. They wouldn't train properly. The way they speak to staff, you're thinking amazing. These players kidding people on, getting another contract, playing for clubs, then you wonder why they don't win anything, because they've got people like you in the dressing room flipping. Roy Keane's never picked his punches. Obviously, once again, UEFA's Champions League final has been moved from Zenit St. Petersburg for obvious reasons to Paris, people. Donkey of the day, donut of the day. I didn't see any of these things, people. Jamie Vardy and Fofana are looking to come back from injury. Mason Greenwood's been removed from Football Manager after the latest update. Finally required. Manchester United's partner, Afloflot, banned from landing in the UK as part of fresh sanctions. So probably that has something to do with Russia. Schalke have removed the sponsor from shirts after the Russian escalation in Ukraine. Liverpool, have announced a 4.8 million loss from the 2020-21 financial year, probably impacted with finances, but dickhead of the day, people. Leicester fan sentenced to 4 months in prison for assaulting 3 Nottingham Forest players. I bet it's suspended. You defo didn't send him YOY. He's in knots. What jail are you sending? You defo's not holding it. A 19-year-old man has been sentenced to 4 months in prison at a Young Offenders Institute after pleading guilty to assaulting 3 Nottingham Forest players. Right, you couldn't even use the W privilege. Well, you should have said you was drunk, you was in a bad way, you was depressed, you didn't even bust case properly. Dead. Dead. In these man there. You knew man was on the Stella. The man there on the Stella. You know what time it is. He was obviously, people, you know, he's from Whetstone, Leicestershire. He will be released after 2 months and put on license after admitting to assaulting Nottingham Forest, Keenan, David, Brennan Johnson, and Spence. Lucky, they should have wrapped you, man. He was also given the maximum football banning order of 10 years. Toner, who attended the fixture with his dad, has been drinking Stella Artois and a cocktail of vodka, Southern Comfort, and orange juice since 11 a.m. on the day of the game. Handle your liquor, man. I know you're 19, but handle your liquor, man. You better hope there's no Nottingham Forest dons on the wing, boy. It's long for you. The canteen's gone. Your burn pack is gone. You're getting it cracking on induction wings, boy. Guys like you, well, these are some fake thugs, man. You're probably just gonna ride voluntary. He had also taken cocaine. You know, I mean, we know this is them, man, innit? This is all around the country. This is them, man. Cocaine, drinking, carry on a certain sort of way. Probably not on it by themselves. Not that you need to be on this. Not the same lad you are when you're drunk. And at 19, you still have a long time to change your life around, but you got to hold up the jailhouse now. 4 long months in prison, no gal, 23-hour bang up. You're by yourself, you know. There's no, well, you can make hooch and that. If you do that wrong, you could go blind. But boy, it's long for you in there, man. It's long for you. So yeah, people, he apologized to both clubs during his appearance. He said, I was under the influence of alcohol and having started drinking at 11 a.m. I was not myself. You know that video is like, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Like, this is all I'm hearing. Your Honor, I'm sorry. Don't send me to jail. Please. All I say, your lawyer is shit, but you with the W privilege couldn't even get that suspended. But anyways, I was under the influence of alcohol, having started drinking at 11 a.m. I was not myself. I wish to apologize to Nottingham Forest, their players and supporters. I also wish to apologize to my friends, my family, and all those collected in Leicester. Save it for the judge, man. Save it for the jailhouse, man. Save it. Just make sure you know you're going in there with a tizzy. Make sure you got the Zanko, boy. That's what I'm going to say, because you can make it easier for yourself. You got 4 months. You got a pigeon. Well, it might as well be 4 years, man. It was probably the adrenaline that kicked in. No, you're just being a twat. Like, you're just being a twat. Like, hey, this is how you probably carry on a Sunday night. Instead, you know, you're going to the jailhouse. There's no drink there. Probably a kitty, man. Anyways, the prosecutor got onto him. He was previously released on a conditional bail. Can't lie, you don't normally hear this. Which is crazy. So that's them, man. There, obviously, people, in terms of Premier League action as well. Where is my Premier League tab? In fact, hold on. Europa League action. As you saw, Aubameyang scored once again, people. Light work. He scored 2 good goals. You lot were telling me, I only watched the highlights. You lot were telling me Frankie de Jong scored a banger. He scored an absolute peach of a goal. PK's even getting in. Fullback Union, Jordi Alba. Nice to see what Adama and Aubameyang have fitted in well. Dortmund are out. You know, Dortmund Rangers 2-2. Pardon me, Barcelona won 4-2 and win 5-3 on aggregates. Braga won 3-2 on penalties. Zenit St. Petersburg are out after losing technically on aggregate to Betis. Leipzig are through, so Isaac is done. You know, Sevilla win on aggregate and go through against Dynamo Zagreb. Porto are through against Lazio. Atalanta won 5-1 on aggregate and Bosch the Greek side, Olympiacos, people. So it is what it is. In relation to the Champions League, Manchester United versus Atletico, Alanga got them out of jail. One thing, I don't think Alanga's amazing. But one thing I think he's got over someone like Rashford, you can tell he does his homework. You can tell he's got a higher footballing IQ and he makes decisions quickly. I think United, every time I've done a watch along, it's the same old, man. With Manchester United, it's the midfield. Nobody wanted the ball off the defenders. I would say people were losing their individual battles. I love Pogba, but Pogba was just losing the ball. Bruno was just atrocious. You know, only Lindelof really looked like he was with it in that game for me. You know, Atletico didn't take their early chances. I did feel Llorente looked good for Atletico. João Felix, what a header that was. I think Hector looked well. I think Lodi looked good at left back. It was a good game to watch. Sorry for hitting the mic there. If I go back to my notes at the time, people, United were sleeping for that Felix goal between Shaw and whoever. They were sleeping. You know, United just didn't look like they were in for a game of football for the large part. And, you know, Atletico probably going to go out. They shot themselves in the foot. They didn't put the game to bed. I did think Atletico Madrid's system was more expansive than I thought. You know, it looked like a narrow 4-4-2, 2 kind of false nines. And it looked like it had a shell shock for United. It's the same old problems with United. I think they were losing the ball in silly areas. You know, I think even Varane was guilty of that. I feel they struggled with the Atletico Madrid pressing, but they got out of it, innit, really and truly. At halftime, they only had 2 shots and none were on target. You know, United didn't come to play. They weren't winning their 50-50 battles. Kondogbia is looking like a world beater against Pogba. He's doing skills. Arsenal and Edu specifically, we need João Felix, but you know, they turned it around in the second half, and there's no away goals or United would be in the driving seat, but they've got something to play for. I reckon United do it at Old Trafford, but it is what it is where that's concerned, people. Obviously, you saw Benfica and Ajax. I believe they drew. Haller is taking scoring in the Champions League a bit too literally and put the ball through the back of his own net as well, people. So, yeah, man. And obviously, we spoke about already, but we saw Chelsea beat Lille 2-0. Once again, Chelsea beat Lille 2-0. Atletico Madrid and Manchester United drew 1-1, and it was 2-2 between Benfica and obviously Ajax. And, you know, Yarmouk obviously paid homage to what's going on in Ukraine with, you know, his message under his shirt. We've got the EFL final, obviously, on Sunday. Now, Liverpool, you lot saved me from seeing Spurs win the Champions League. Chelsea got too much trophies in it, really. Tuchel's going for everything. Liverpool patterned that up. I actually think Chelsea might do it. I hope Liverpool do it. I hope Salah does a thing, but I just think Chelsea might do it. They're on a high and things like that. I just think Chelsea might do it, but we'll have to see what happens in the EFL final. Obviously, on that note, people, don't forget I'm doing a watch along for that. So, yeah, it is what it is in that regards. What else is there? What's all these other talking points I've got? We've spoken about that. Sorry, folks. Spoken about that. Spoken about that. Spoken about Roman. Like I said, Brazilian players are appealing for help following the Russian invasion. A group of Brazilian footballers, including Shakhtar Donetsk's Junior Moraes, have appealed for help to leave Ukraine after Russia invaded the country. Didn't who used to play for Ajax, folks? Didn't Neves just sign there? Apparently, the group of around 20 Brazilians, including the players and their families, are in a hotel in Kiev. They say they've been left stranded as there's no way to fly home from Ukraine. The situation is one of despair, says Moraes. In a video the group posted on social media, he said, borders are closed, so are banks. There is no fuel. So it doesn't matter how rich or poor you are, bro. If you can't access petrol, if you can't access food, if you can't access shelter, you're fucked in it, really and truly. There will be a shortage of food. There is no money. We are gathered waiting for a plane to leave Ukraine. And I do hope Brazilian nationals, British nationals, Jamaican, Nigerian, on top of everyone, especially foreign people that are stuck in Ukraine. It must be terrifying for Ukrainians, much less people that are not from there. So I hope them of all people are able to flee and get out as well. Not that I'm saying putting them above others and whatnot, but it's just scary as hell, people. It's absolutely brazy. It's absolutely brazy. Absolutely brazy. Scary, man. The ambassador of Brazil to Ukraine has said, we will evacuate Brazilians, football players, everyone. Boy, apparently Ukraine's domestic football league was set to resume this weekend after winter break, but obviously that's not going to happen, and it wouldn't be advisable now, would it? It would be very stupid to do such, people. It's quite scary. Obviously, big up James Maddison for scoring twice as well, as Leicester did their thing. You know, Maddison's first goal was a peach of a goal, I must admit. Celtic are also out of the competition as well, people. So it's a brazy one, man. It's a scary time that we're in still. It's a scary time that we're in. Very scary time. Let me make another timestamp. Let's say that /transfer news. Let's get into some transfer news quickly to close up this live stream. What have we got here? Close that. Keep that open because that was for my personal reading. Keep that open. Keep that open. And yeah, let's go, people. Big up you lot for tuning in. Felix and their left back were killing our team. Felix was balling, smashed his audition. Why do people dislike him? I don't know. Simeone is so overrated. How do you play anti-football with that much quality in your squad? That's him, innit? Need Oba to put that word into Frankie. It's my fault. I'm sorry. I could see my world changing because of you. It's upside down. I'm lonely. Should have known better than to... Boy, crazy, man. Man was singing for his freedom like, mate, you have a murder check. Bro, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Bro, he just not taking of, you know, for me, if you're going to be a bad boy when you want to get drunk in that, own your shit, innit? Do your crime, do your time. Did I expect to see a man sent to jail over that? Probably not. But you wanted to be a dickhead and jump on the field and try fist man up, especially when these lot are professional footballers. Where maybe if it was on a back road where you don't know that I'm Spence Davis or whatever or Johnson, maybe man could just quickly just do you in, or you know you're lucky you didn't do that to Collagen. Actually, you might not jail might not be a thing. It might be Collagen that sitting on some murder charges or something. But boy, you know, if you're big enough to do them things, don't start crying like a bitch. It's like when it's time. It's like when you see these bad boys go prison and start snitching on each other. Like, you wanted to do the gangster stuff, do the gangster stuff now. You can't do the gangster stuff and then it's time to actually be gangster. You're folding. Like, you should have played your position and stayed in your yard. You know, but it is what it is. If you want to be a bad boy, be a bad boy. Now what comes with being a bad boy is the jailhouse. You know, make sure you don't borrow nothing off no one. You know, make sure you don't get a phone. Oh boy, you better make sure you get that Zanco phone. Just buy some loud, probably like £50 for some food there, but it is what it is. I don't know nothing about that. But looking at transfer news, Lukaku open to pay cut to seal into return. I mean, never, for such a mediocre guy, there's enough noise about Lukaku in it. Haaland has offers from 5 clubs. Haaland has received 5 offers from clubs across Europe. He's said to have been approached by Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester City, PSG, and Bayern Munich. I hear it is what it is. Alex Scott is wavy, you know. Alex Scott is a good player. You see me speak about him before, and apparently Leicester, West Ham, and Everton are all looking for him. Doing quite well. Apparently Villa will listen to offers for Konza. Apparently Gerrard is not convinced by the centre back. He shouldn't be. Mings either, and they're looking at Gomez. That would be an upgrade. Manchester United should move for Conte. I hear it, but I don't agree with it. Manchester United have stepped up their interest in Rudiger, really. So it looks like he might be, you know, we don't know what's going on with his contract. Barca are planning to back Xavi in the summer window. As we said, Lukaku wants to head back to the San Siro. He's open to taking a pay cut in order to seal a return to Inter this summer. Boy, for how much though? Apparently, Lukaku wants to head back to Inter and has already contacted the club to try and convince them in a bid for him, but they may not be able to afford the deal. And Nelka has said Pogba is not against a move to PSG. I mean, are you his agent? So I don't know if we can take. I don't think he is, but I don't know if we can take you in. We'll speak about this at 11:30. Make sure you've hit your like button there, people. Where we've been linked with Isaac once again. Shout out to you lot for tuning in, people. We've got through quite a lot today, haven't we? Where was that? Where is it? Here we go. United have submitted a bid for Akanji. I don't know if he's the answer. Real Madrid are hoping to land Fabian Ruiz. Newcastle are looking at Denayer. I don't know if that's the thing. Hazard is interested in rejoining Chelsea from Real Madrid. West Ham are eyeing up a move for Bamba. Ashley Fletcher is closing on a move to New York Red Bulls. So that's these lot, people. Closing all of that. We'll speak about that later. US bigger football market than UK, says City Group's owner. Why? We want MLS to be one of the top leagues in the world, and this is possible. Sometimes we forget the facts that are here today. For us, City Football Group, the US is the bigger market than the UK. There are more Americans watching football than in the UK. Of course, there are more choices, but the market is huge. The World Cup is going to have a magnifying effect, just like 1994. Fair enough. I don't know what soccer is, though. Neymar tried everything to return to Barcelona before Messi's PSG transfer. Fair play. Let me scroll down to what he's actually said. I tried to come back to Barca. We tried everything, but it wasn't possible. And that's a bit of an underkill. I thought there was going to be a lot more. Is that it? I thought he was going to detail beer stuff, but you didn't. I was set to play for Real Madrid, says Neymar. What has he said here? When I was 10, Real Madrid invited me for this. Is no wonder you was a millionaire at 14 because man are onto you at 10. Bloody hell. When I was 10, Real Madrid invited me for a tryout. I was thrilled. I was so happy. I watched their practice. It was during the Galacticos era. I watched their game. And I think all the goals were scored by Brazilians. I think 2 by Ronaldo, 1 by Robinho, and a free kick from Julio Baptista, and another by Roberto Carlos. After the game, I got a picture of all of them. I was over the moon. I stayed there for a week for the tryout. It lasted 4 or 5 days. On the 5th day, they wanted to take me to the championship being held in Barcelona, but I quit. I got really homesick and I wanted to go back home. It was pretty much all set up for me to play at Real Madrid. Then I got back. Fair enough. What an interesting outlet that is, people. When you look at Kylian Mbappe and Karim Adeyemi's actually been in a Chelsea shirt. That's how close Chelsea were to signing him. Crazy. Imagine living the dream of every boy and losing it over cocaine. What a guy, man. What a guy. Do your crime, do your time, man. I got no sympathy for idiots like this. That Charles guy is lit, man. Lukaku trying to get back with his ex, man. I'm tired of Lukaku, man. Like, I've never seen... That's one thing that would frustrate me about Lukaku. There's just so much noise and things and speculation that follow such a mediocre talent, really. It's crazy, man. Or we're going to tell Frankie to stay clear. Probably. That Arteta guy is no good. Gets onto you if you're late. What do you think of Martinelli? United missing out on Martinelli? It happens. Their losses are gained, but we've missed out on plenty of players. We didn't give Andy Cole a proper opportunity, and now look at him. It just shows football's a funny old game of opinions. You might not rate someone. I do. People develop at different rates. I don't know why them Barcelona, etc., didn't take Martinelli, but thank you for doing such, really and truly. You know, especially now that their other youths moved mad, they would have had Martinelli there. So it is what it is. I'm conscious of time, people. Literally in 8 minutes, we go live again on YouTube where we'll be focusing specifically on Arsenal and everything Arsenal related. So make sure you're joining me. I'm back on Twitch at 4:30 to play a bit of FM. One love to you lot who have been tuned in. Like I said, the numbers were rising. Twitch gang were rising. And you know, it is what it is. We're doing all right. Bro, don't act like you don't think Martinelli's missed. Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe. Don't act like you don't rate these guys, G1, as a United fan. Don't be biased. Don't act like you wouldn't be happy to have Martinelli. Same way we'd be happy to have Jaden and these guys. Don't cap, man. You understand ball. You don't fail me, you know. Away from the banter, you understand ball. I'll leave that one. You know in your heart, no matter what you say, you understand ball. You know Martinelli's missed. You know you'd be happy with him. You know you would take him in the Arsenal squad. I'll actually join you on YouTube this morning, even though I don't like it over there. You're never there. Why don't you like it? What's going on, man? YouTube's cool, man. I rate Smith Rowe only. Yeah, well, you rate Jadon Sancho, so I ain't gonna say nothing. Bro, man got a Langa, you know. Man got a Langa, bro. Alright, cool. G1. Let's put the burners away. It's Friday. We'll have a parlay. Put the skeng away. It's not a gunman shift today. I hear it. All right, cool. I take it back. Alanga don't. Do you know what it is? I rate Alanga. I just don't think you're going to be. I think you're one that United just going to shot you in a few years. I can't lie. If we lied to ourselves saying that you said Alanga's a star boy enough, G1, people start believing it, man. Alanga's decent though, man. One thing he's got over Rashford is decision making, man. That's one reason I like Alanga. Like, I like people taking their chances. Like he's taking his chances. Obviously, icy free tax as well. I like to see him doing well, man. Big up DG getting me through my 6-mile run for boxing. Shout out Sammy Khan. Hey, Sammy Khan. Hey, that last name sounds wavy. I'm hearing boxing. Bust me. Let me come to one of them fights. Bit harsh. I don't think Alanga's a scruffy baller. When a man's not levels like that, I think he's quite tidy. He's just not the guy, really. Hey, boxing team. Let me be a boxing promoter. What, you want to fight someone on my YouTube channel? Listen, we can count some bucks. We can eat. Chat to me, Sammy Khan. You sound mad still. You sound serious. I'm going to start gassing you out. I got fighters on my roster. You get me, man? Got Sammy Khan. Anyone who wants to fight Sammy Khan, shout me. Let's count some checks up, man. Come on. We need to get out the hood one way or another. UFC thing, if you're on it, I don't know who we're going to do this UFC thing with, but nonetheless, obviously, people, we've got 6 minutes. I know I'm going to be late for YouTube, but let's get... Hey, future champ, let me come true, man. Let me come true with the money, you know? Well, we can take some elite pictures, you know, future star YouTuber, future boxer. Thinking about the hoes, my guy. Shit, brownies, lighties, all sorts. You get me? The white chocolate, if that's your thing, you get me? I'm just going to stay with the brownies and that, but it is what it is. On that note, though, on a serious note, we're getting silly, people. You know, we're getting silly. Alanga is hungry to listen and prove himself. Rashford don't want to run. He thinks he's done it. I don't even think Rashford thinks. I think that's one thing I like about Alanga. Alanga, man of thinking. Like, he's meaning to do things. Rashford's better than him, but Rashford's drillings are accidental. Really and truly. Like, Alanga just ain't got that extra sort of stardust. He can be a squad player. He's more intelligent than him and all of these things. But I can't lie. I think Alanga is looking more like a Premier League footballer than Eddie Nketiah, boy. Like, he's done more, innit? Really and truly. Like, Alanga, you look like a Premier League baller. Right now, I don't know if Eddie does, but big up Eddie for the last game. On a serious note, though, if I don't love you lot and leave you lot now, I never will. As you can see, it's difficult to say goodbye, man. Twitch gang, I appreciate you. The good news is I'm back at 4:30, and over the weekend, enough live streams. You know, again, I kind of regret doing the EFL final on YouTube. I've started it, so we've got to maintain that and go with that. But yeah, man. Hella content to come, people. Make sure you hit those like buttons. Appreciative to all of you that have tuned in. You know, everyone that's you know, done up the subs thing, everything. Bro, He's done it already, man. Eddie's dead. What you talking about? Champs goals. Fair enough, man. But the very fact that it shows both clubs are on the floor when we're fighting over 2 scrubs. But as I was saying, H, appreciate you for gifting out the community sub. One love to everybody who's followed and all those sort of things, man. But for now, let me love and leave you lot and go pattern up next live stream. Peace.
So there's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like